Oh, well, onto a subject that's close to David's heart. And is it an idea whose time has come? The Health Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, said this week that Chinese medicine should be available on the NHS if there was evidence it worked. He's thought to be a fan of alternative therapies, and David's a long-time advocate of their benefits. But what do you think? Is it time to offer different healing methods, or are they just a waste of time and money? Des Coleman's been to Leicester.
I think it's got a place. I think that the answers to a lot of problems sort of medically are out there, and I think we need to sort of broaden our minds a little bit further.
Do you think it should be available on the NHS?
If possible, if we've got any money left. Yes.
To be honest, I think it shouldn't be available on NHS because some of the things, they've got side effects, and things which are not tested, I don't believe in it myself.
Do you believe in it?
No.
Would you use it?
No.
Do you think it should be available on the NHS?
If people believe in it, yes.
Where's money coming from? There's no money for it, is there? There's not for ordinary medicine, let alone that, is there?
Do I believe in it? Yes, I do. Yeah.
Have you used it yourself?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I use it for reflexology. I'll use occasionally to de-stress, unwind, and just to relax, basically. Yeah.
So why don't you think it should be available?
Well, because not everybody believes in it, and therefore you're asking people to pay for it as well as as part of their contributions as well.
Well, David, what was interesting there in that film was that everybody seems to have an opinion on this issue. You're chair of the all-party group on integrated healthcare. So should alternative remedies be available on the NHS?
Yes, they are already available, including homeopathy and herbal medicine. We now have shops in almost every town. So yes, we desperately need an expansion.
Why
of
a desperate
alternative
need?
medicine.
Why is there a desperate need?
Because as Dame Sally Davis, the Chief Medical Officer, has just published a book saying that drugs don't work. Antibiotic resistance is a major problem.
But the herbal remedies can't replace that, surely?
They can take the strain, they can replace some treatments. They are treatments that have been in use for 1,000 years, and we have to look at alternatives. With homeopathic medicine, you can treat all kinds of minor complaints, keep people away from doctors, and empower them, and empower people. And choice is at the centre of the health service. Jeremy Hunt has said that, and that's why he asked the Chief Medical Officer to look at some studies on homeopathic medicine.
Okay.
I wrote the letter asking him to do that. And although they weren't seen to be conclusive, they were not seen to be inconclusive.
Chris, what do you make of it all?
Well, look, I mean, lots of people individually will have their own views, and of course science yet hasn't discovered all the potential cures that are out there. But I have to say, if it's taxpayers' money and it's the NHS, it's got to be evidence-led. And I do,
it's a fair point, isn't it,
there might be a placebo effect with some of these
the evidence is out
things,
there,
but it's not good enough.
The evidence is out there, and I was looking at studies this week that show in France where doctors who are medically qualified and use homeopathic medicine, they can reduce the drugs bill for their NHS by 15%. So at a time of rising costs, alternative medicine increases choice, reduces
but only
cost.
If there's evidence.
Yes, and that's what it's all about, because there are a lot of scientists in this country, David, who don't agree with what you're saying.
There is evidence. NICE, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, now provides acupuncture for low back pain. And this is only we're going to see more and more of this. At one time, medics said they couldn't understand cholera. Then they discovered it was to do with contaminated water, and suddenly there was a solution.
It's just that taxpayers' money is already finite, and we've got to start looking after it. A lot of the people in your survey said they're concerned. We shouldn't just turn a blind eye to the fact that there are finite resources. Evidence, medical evidence, has got to come first here.
Look at the patient evidence. It's cheap, safe and effective, and people love it.
And personally, you're a fan, aren't you?
I've used it for 25 years. I don't see my doctor very often because I go to homeopathic medicine first.
As an individual, absolutely, you can do those things.
So you like having the choice as well?
Don't ask the taxpayer to do it.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there.
We'll have to listen to the people.
We'll have to leave it there.